There are still 7,200 Duke Energy customers without power in Terre Haute at this hour. That is down, though, from over 20,000 yesterday afternoon.
Today, News 10's Madison Zaleski checked out the cleanup process. She also spoke with the local power company official for an update. She's live now to give us a closer look at some of that damage.
Hey there, Patrice Rondra. I'm right now live at the corner of Poplar Street and Barton Avenue. And as you take a look behind me, you can clearly see there is a huge uprooted tree. Now, if I stand to the corner here, you can see that it is slanted. And if I stand on the curb right here and hopefully don't trip, I would say I'm a good 5'3", but I want to say this is a good at least 12 feet. Now, my head barely touches the bottom of the base. That just goes to show you how strong of a storm this was. The fact that it was able to produce such strong winds to be able to uproot a tree of this size. Now, News 10's Rachel Law is going to come around the corner here, and we can show you that this tree has unfortunately fallen on top of not just one, but two homes. Now, you might not be able to see it, but the second home is just to the right. These branches are laying on the ground and on top of the roof, and unfortunately, this is just going to take a long time to clean up. Now, many folks I spoke with say they got deja vu from this storm, as it was very similar to last year's derecho nearly a year ago. But they believe yesterday's storm might have been even worse.
There it is.
Dave Krantz is finally getting a glimpse of the aftermath of Tuesday's storm. Krantz was not home at the time when he learned it went through.
I called my neighbor and had him check my house to make sure it was all right. And he said, your house is all right, but you got a disaster area. And he's not kidding.
All morning, people like Krantz have been grabbing their chainsaws and picking up debris. Winds from the storms reached at least 60 miles per hour. Trees were left completely uprooted, and some of those trees landed on people's homes.
I've got a building that's about half collapsed, and luckily none of the 4-H animals or anything like that got hurt.
Some of the trees also took out power lines. Crews continue to restore power to homes and businesses. Nearly 400 Duke Energy crews and outside contractors are helping to repair poles and lines. Duke Energy's district manager, Rick Berger, says there's 40 major circuits within the city.
Last year we had 28 out. This year we have 12. Now you may say, well, Rick, that's not as bad. It's not as bad. It's still major, though. A lot of these guys, men and women, are going to have to get out there and rebuild some major circuits out here.
So what's next for Krantz and his family? Krantz says he needs to start cutting the trees around his home as soon as possible, as they are a danger hazard.
Well, last year they put a big dump site out for the residents to actually take stuff to it. But if they could come like curbside and pick the stuff up, they've got the equipment to do it. It would help the citizens of this town a lot.
Now, many people have been asking if there will be another tree limb disposal site like from last year's storm. And late this afternoon, Commissioner Mark Klinkenbeard announced that a limb disposal site will be set up at South Highway Garage at 10970 South Sullivan Place. Now, the site will be open next week from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. It'll be open every day except for July 4th, and that's because it is a holiday. And News 10 will keep you updated on the recovery for process and cleanup process and more on the site. For now, reporting live in Terre Haute, Madison Zaleski, News 10.